Hello, family, friends, teachers, and fellow classmates. This evening, we are all gathered here to look behind at what we've accomplished, but more important, to look ahead at what we must accomplish. The class of 1986 has built a close bond of friendship. We've gone through a great number of trials and errors, but we've also had our share of success, such as the prom, a great success, our girls basketball 19-0 record, our star violinist, our first year as the Hitchcock Bluejay Patriots, and our state declam and play orations. We've also seen many intriguing events happen, such as the shuttle explosion, the nuclear meltdown, which happened in Russia, record rainfalls which filled many basements, the Libya dispute, and last but not least, the building of the new gym. With this rapid changing future, our world demands us to be open for present changes, as well as ready for many future developments. Our destiny is in how we handle the changes and how we prepare ourselves for the future advancements. This school, with its rules, its teachers, its discipline, and its work, although sometimes quite a bit, have all helped us to prepare for the future which lies before us. I'd like to thank all the parents and families who helped us strive to be the best we could be. I'd also like to thank the teachers, not for just being teachers, but for being friends. Now I'd like to direct my speech to my fellow graduating class. I'd like everybody to know what a great bunch of kids these are. I mean adults. Each one has a unique determination, and that I know will be a success in life. By success, I don't mean rich and famous, but I mean fulfilling what they set out to accomplish. Now I'd like to read something to the seniors that I stumbled across. It was written by Edwin Cunningham. The future is yours in all its mystery and promise. Know that it will offer trials as well as treasures, tears as well as triumphs. Walk down life's winding pathways with courage and humor and hope, savoring fully your achievements and learning from your defeats. Speak kindly of others and think kindly of yourself. Be forgiving. No less of your own mistake than of theirs. Learn to laugh. Learn to listen. Be by those personal standards in honor and excellence which only you can set. Cherish above all your individuality. Glory in those special qualities of mind and spirit that make you uniquely you. Realize that you are capable of reaching difficult goals and exceeding them, of dreaming wonderful dreams and making them come true, of achieving the only kind of success that really matters, that of being at peace with yourself and with the world around you. Now your moment has come. That world awaits. The future is yours. God bless every single one of you. Congratulations. Thank you.
Now we'll have a message by our salutatorian, Sherry Hofer. Also on our program, you notice that we have Kathy Gross, that's an honor student. And in order to be an honor student, you must attain a 3-point average for 4 years on a 4-point scale.
Family, friends, Mr. Schneider, and members of the school board, and fellow classmates. I can't believe it. Here we are graduating from high school. Hitchcock High School has been around for a lot of years, and probably many of you have even graduated on this same stage. But today, Our class feels like the most important class to have ever graduated from Hitchcock High School because it's us. We're the class of 1986. Many of the members of our class are responsible for a lot of accomplishments and firsts at HHS. For instance, several members of our class were on the girls' basketball team in 1981, which won the first ever District 13 championship for Hitchcock. This year, 4 of the 5 starters on our 22-2 record in girls' basketball team are in our class. Another first this year was Hitchcock's first ever state-winning one-act play. 2 of the 3 cast members are in our class. This year was the first year for the Hitchcock Tular Co-op, and the Patriots were quite successful with the help of many of our classmates. Every person in our class is different, but that's what gives our class so much personality. Our class is so full of energy, we even tried to plan a ski trip until Mr. Schneider informed us that we were $700 in the hole. I'll never forget how shy Darcy Gordon is when she meets new people, and how her whole personality seems to change when she's in a group of kids she knows. She doesn't stop laughing. But Loretta Boomsma's just as bad and laughs just as much. She's responsible for many embarrassing moments in Hitchcock. I'll never forget the hours we spent practicing our duet piece in our one-act play. Dawn Close is the most reliable person in our class. She always seems to have everything done. While Roger Kleinsasser, on the other hand, took pride in seeing how well he could do without his assignments being done or studying. But ask him to fix any motor and he could do it for you. Another classmate is Annette Hampton. Annette surprised us all a few weeks ago in flashing her beautiful diamond. She'll be getting married soon. Then there was Chantel Westall's horses and horse chores and Will Chaplin's toy horses that he brought to class. But I won't elaborate on that, however. Our local declam winner in oratory division was Garrett Boomsma. Garrett's favorite saying is, "I don't know." Todd Gearing was featured this year on KSFY's Sports Spotlight. He also put Hitchcock on the map with his expertise on the violin. Javier Estrada came to us this year as a foreign exchange student from Spain. He made many class discussions interesting. Lisa Langton joined us as a sophomore. We were all worried about if she was too short to join the Army, but she informed us that she wasn't. Our class computer whiz was Jay Cheddar, and I've also really enjoyed being in church youth group with Jay. And for the last month, all we've been hearing from Kathy Gross is that she absolutely could not wait for this evening. We'll never forget lining up for the milk cooler in grade school, dreading the fact that we'd have to drink 3 ounces of white milk. We won't forget the day that we learned the final letter in our name, so we could finally write our name in cursive writing. And we won't forget staying in the whole class at recess time to write sentences, because some nameless person was talking. But now those days are over. We played our last basketball game, football game, and volleyball game. Most of us have run in our last track meet. We're done being cheerleaders for the boys in blue and white. And tonight, we're going to play in the band for the last time in Hitchcock. Thanks, Mom and Dad, for attending all of our school events. And thanks for being there when we needed an encouraging word. For 18 years, you've sacrificed for us. Thanks for your guidance, your prayers, and your love. We know you won't stop now, and that you'll be there for us always. Thanks, friends and relatives, for coming here tonight. Just the fact that you're here proves that you care about us as people, and that you're proud of our achievements and interested in our futures. Thanks for the time and the money many of you will be investing in our futures, and I hope that none of us ever lets you down. We always want you to be proud that our class graduated from HHS. Thank you, teachers, for all the time you spent with us to help us understand when we couldn't even read the problem. Thanks for talking to us as individuals and not just as a class. Thanks for caring. Thanks, Mr. Schneider and Mr. Pedraza,
for keeping order in the halls. But most of all, thanks, class of 1986, for making high school so much fun and for helping to shape memories that we'll never forget. Underclassmen, you have a hard act to follow. But life's just beginning. All of us are going on to new challenges, just as everyone in class is different, so will be our futures. God has a plan for our lives. In Jeremiah 20:11, God says, I know the plans I have for you. They are plans for good and not for evil. A future, you have a good future and a hope. In those days when you pray, I will listen. Right now, as we enter the most exciting time of our lives, we're going to find that we don't know all the right answers, and we certainly won't make all the right choices. But with God's leading, we can know that He'll be with us, and He will be our constant friend as we go about making our new friends in life. This following poem expresses my feelings about talking with my best friend, Jesus. The difference. I got up early one morning and rushed right into the day. I had so much to accomplish that I didn't have time to pray. Problems just tumbled about me, and heavier came each task. Why doesn't God help me, I wondered. He said, but you didn't ask. I wanted to see joy and beauty, but the day toiled on gray and bleak. I wondered, why doesn't God show me? And he said, but you didn't seek. I tried to come into God's presence. I used all my keys at the lock. God gently and lovingly chided, my child, you didn't knock. I woke up early this morning, and I paused before I entered the day. I had so much to accomplish that I just had to take time to pray. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow belongs to God. Only today is ours. So let's remember this moment, class of 1986, and let's enjoy it to the fullest. Thank you.
And the seniors playing in the band. Gehring has also received a scholarship he's going to attend Northern State College. At this time, we'd like to hear from our valedictorian, Dawn Close.
Mr. Snyder, members of the board, faculty, parents, friends, and fellow classmates. Here we are, the class of '86. On our graduation night, we look back on the years that we have spent at HHS and realize that we have had many experiences, good and bad, that will never be forgotten. Many of the good times that we had were right here in this gym. As you may know, our class will be the last class to ever graduate here. This gym holds many years of memories, all the way from the first graduation held here in 1955 till now, 31 years later. We remember all of the proms, the concerts, the basketball games, and all the other school activities that were held here. These memories will always linger in our minds. As we review our years at HHS and all the good times we had here in this gym, we realize that they are all in the past and gone forever, and now we must turn our attention to today. I'm sure we've all heard this before, but it seems even more appropriate as we gather here at graduation, that today is the first day of the rest of our lives. As it says in Ecclesiastes, everything that happens in this world has a time. There's a time for sorrow, there's a time for joy, a time for mourning and a time for dancing, a time for love and a time for hate, a time of war and a time of peace. Now is the time that we choose the road that we will travel. This poem entitled "The Road Not Taken" by Robert Frost emphasizes this thought. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both and be one traveler. Long I stood and looked on one as far as I could to where it bent into the undergrowth. Then took the other, and just as far, and having perhaps a better claim because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that, the passing there had worn them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Some of us will choose the path less traveled, others will choose the path that is well worn. But as we travel our individual paths, we have a desire to know the future, but we never fully understand what that future will be. So we must realize that all we can do is be happy and do the best that we can do. Today is that day that we start down the road to our future. In closing, I would like to leave you with this thought. Think positive. If you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. Success begins with your own will. It's all in your state of mind. Life's battles are not always won by those who are stronger or faster. Sooner or later, the person who wins is the person who thinks he can. Thank you.
Jennifer Boomsma. Leon Boomsma. Todd Cole. Kenny Hofer. Sean Miller. Lisa Ann Landon. Annette Hampton. Todd A. Garrett. Loretta J. Boomsma. William Stewart Chaplin. Darcy D. Gordon. Roger Allen Kleintoft. Kathy Jo Grove. J. Ellen Cheddar. Sherry Renee Hofer. Garrett James Boomsma. Dawn M. Cole. And our foreign exchange student, Javier Estrada, left on a trip for the West Coast, and so he has already received his diploma. That's the 1986 graduating senior. Now we'll have a benediction by Reverend Johnson. Hail you for coming.
Air shows are one